It's a good morning to you. Welcome to Asake Online. My name is Zenzeren Devere, and this is the Breakfast Club. Today in our show, we'll be talking about the donations that happened at Thorngrove Hospital yesterday by Old Mutual. But before we do that, let me talk about something that is really worrying me. And I've been asking myself last night what kind of a government we have. Just the day before yesterday, we had the Deputy Minister of Social Welfare, Love Mama Tuke, talking to, or who was touring facilities where they are returning residents who have been quarantined for 21 days. And at the Bulawayo Poly, he told journalists that those returning residents were tested negative and they were now managed to finish their 21-day quarantine. We're going to provide a transport back to their homes. He also said that not only will the government provide transport, they were also going to get allowances and a bit of food hampers. Last night at around 6 o'clock, I got a call that most of these people who were at UCE and Bulawayo Poly had been dumped along Harare Road. And we managed to go there with a couple of friends, and we found these people stranded. Some of them have been given 300 bonds to go to Harare when most of the buses, or not even buses, the haulage trucks along that road were charging about $15 to get to Harare. And I'm asking myself, what kind of people are failing to just keep their promises? Why would you give someone 300 bond when you know that there's no transport, there are no buses, and then dump them on the middle of the road? I think this government has taken us for granted for quite a while, and they can make promises, call journalists, and do all sorts of things. Then from there, they go and do the opposite. I mean, it's quite unfair for the women and the children who were dumped in the middle of the night to find their way to Harare. And I hope that one day this government is going to respect us, because they've taken us for granted for quite a long time, and they need to know that we are voters, we are paying rent, and the next election, people should think about this COVID before they put a mark on whoever they want to lead them. Anyway, back to our program. Yesterday, Old Mutual showed a bit of leadership better than this government that is leading us. And they went to Thorngrove and donated a few things. Among some of the things that were donated were 400 overalls, 400 aprons, 2,000 gloves, 2,000 masks, 2,000 cover shoes, and they also rolled out an insurance policy for health workers. They've been doing this across the country, and we understand that they've spent about $3.5 million. This is quite recommendable, and we are encouraging other corporate governments or corporate entities, individuals, to actually come on board and help fight this COVID-19. Let's hear more from this donation.
It is my pleasure to be here this afternoon on this occasion to witness the handover of personal protective equipment to the members of Thorngrove Hospital. This is a proud moment for the Old Mutual Group as we take huge strides towards assisting in the fight against this pandemic as part of our corporate social responsibility. I'm glad you took time out of your comfort of your homes during this time of lockdown to be part of this momentous occasion. We realize that this pandemic will require a significant amount of resources and the input of all corporate companies to come together and support our fellow Zimbabweans who are selflessly putting themselves forward to serve, to care, and to protect our communities. This led to the decision by Old Mutual and this subsidiary, CAPS, to provide the much-needed medical protective gear to Thorngrove Hospital in Bulawayo. While we cannot cover every single essential service worker in the country, we hope that our efforts in conjunction with our fellow colleagues from Business Fighting COVID Trust, represented here by IM for Bulawayo, we can inspire other corporates to join us in this fight against COVID-19. Let me at the same time I wish to thank all our health workers who are in the forefront. Wherever they are, they should know that we care for them and we applaud the work they are doing. We really appreciate the work they are doing. I thank you. This is my long speech. I would now like to hand over to my fellow director, Mr. Nkomo, to do the actual handover and tell you what we have actually brought in today.
Today we've got 400 overalls, 400 aprons, 2,000 gloves, 2,000 masks, and 2,000 cover shoes that we are donating to Thorngrove Hospital. What we are also doing as a group is we have looked at the need by the health workers countrywide, and the group has established an insurance facility, an insurance cover facility for all the health workers that would like to be part of it. So if you know of a health worker that's in the front line and that would like to be covered by insurance, please ask them to get in touch with the Old Mutual group members, some of the guys that are here, or simply just dial on their phone star 227 on any of the 3 mobiles, star 227 hash on any of the 3 mobiles, and they'll be able to register for this facility. It's a facility that is open to the health workers countrywide, and we hope that they will not need it, but it will be available and they need to register. So, Your Worship, it is my pleasure, my honor to present to you this donation, this gift from the Old Mutual Group and from CABS, and for use by the health workers here at Thorngrove.
For us to be able to do what we are supposed to do, we need to be using chemicals for sanitization for the streets, chemicals for sanitization for our hands, and that is exactly where we have come in. In front of me here, we have got a sample of the things that we have donated to the city of Bulawayo, not specifically to Thorngrove. We have actually brought in 500 liters of 50% hydrogen peroxide, which, if converted to a working solution, is 12,000 liters of hydrogen peroxide, which is going to be used to sanitize the streets. We have also brought in a few samples of the hand sanitizer that we are making locally here in Zim. We call it SunClean Sanitizer. We have donated in the past this sanitizer to Ekusileni Medical Center, and we have also donated the same thing to Mpilo Hospital. So, in short, we are saying, if everyone of the chemical industry were to do their part, the city would not be stressed in getting protective chemicals. So, in short, we are saying this is our way of showing appreciation to the city for allowing us to operate in the city as a business. And it is a way of saying, if we really come together, we'll be able to fight this COVID-19 and to make it get away from our shores.
I would like to express my humble gratitude for being here once again this week. I'm sure it's the second time that we are receiving donations from partners of the city on behalf of Thorngrove Hospital as we fight this COVID-19 pandemic. I'm humbled because of the partnership and assistance that we continue to receive as a city in various aspects of the fight against COVID-19. This is an indication that the city of Bulawayo, its residents and corporate organizations are committed to ensuring that we have the necessary resources to limit or curb the spread of this pandemic. I'm also proud because various Bulawayo and national organizations have come together to lift the burden and carry it with us in ensuring that we have the necessary personal protective equipment and also have a refurbished isolation hospital. As we speak, we are seeing that there's work in progress in terms of putting this facility to a respectable position in terms of our fight against this pandemic, and we need to applaud everyone who has come in handy to assist us in refurbishing this facility. Ladies and gentlemen, as a Thursday, 23 April 2020, the city of Bulawayo has had 10 positive cases of COVID-19 and 1 death. As a city, we have, for the past days, been carrying out contact tracing for the clients that have tested positive to ensure that we flatten the curve and also curb the spread of the disease. We continue to do this and follow up on those who are arriving in the country through our various borders to ensure that they are tested, and once found positive, they are isolated so that we are able to curb this disease. Once one matchstick is removed from the line, the spread of the fire ends in the same manner. May I implore each and every one of us to be like the matchstick that moves out of the line. May I also take this opportunity to thank our health services department and our health personnel who are working around the clock to ensure that we are safe. They are risking their lives so that they save our lives. As we receive these donations, ladies and gentlemen, from the partners organization, may I extend my appreciation on behalf of the city and the residents for your assistance in partnership. These efforts continue to strengthen our frontline workers who are working hard to assist in all spheres. I appreciate that the donations from Old Mutual is mindful of the numerous equipment that we need to protect the staff in attending to patients and also for the rapid response team in conducting tests. We have been carrying out tests for the visitors that have been received in the city and also for contacts. May I appreciate the efforts and dedication of our frontline workers who are working long hours and tirelessly in this fight. Mr. Mchengeti, we thank you for the donation that has come in from Tierra Detergents. As you may be aware, the city had started fumigating the streets, but your donation now comes in handy so that we may be able to finish what we could not finish with the few liters of peroxide that we had received. And we want to thank you and your company for being a partner to this city, even beyond the water treatment chemicals. I would like to extend my appreciation to the various donors and partners who are assisting at the Isolation Hospital, assisting with community engagement and education and in providing food parcels to the less privileged members of the society. To I'm for Bulawayo fighting COVID-19, I want to thank you for being part of this ceremony, and please, in as much as Ekuseni is a national referral center, this is our hospital as City of Bulawayo. This is our hospital as Bulawayo. I think we need to channel more of the resources, more of the assistance that we are getting towards this facility, because it is the facility for the people of Bulawayo. Let us remember to continue with social distancing, washing of hands with soap and water, and practice good hygiene. I thank you all for coming. I thank you all for heeding the call by government to continue to stay home and protect others. I thank you.
I'm standing up here to pass a vote of thanks, or to propose a vote of thanks, really for the donations that are before us, and maybe other donations that we are yet to receive and the ones that we have received. COVID is one disease that has reminded the world that diseases are like fashion. You know, things that were fashionable in the 60s can come back and as if they are new today. You know, when we grow up, we used to see people wearing wigs and things like that, and sporting some afro hair, etc. These things are coming back, obviously with modifications, but the diseases have done exactly the same. If you read history books, you'll know of things that were called sanatoriums or sanatoria in where they would keep TB and other infectious conditions, and people would stay there isolated from the rest of the people. Even this hospital, it was put here because there is no residential area, or there was no intention to have a residential area around it. And over the years, the infectious conditions were almost eradicated in the world, and people started destroying these hospitals. They were called Nazareth. I don't know why. Maybe someone with a good history can tell me why they are called Nazareth hospitals. They just slowly removed them and converted them to other high-tech hospitals, because we're now moving away from infectious diseases to non-communicable diseases. We're now talking cancer, we're now talking diabetes, asthma, hypertension. These were the diseases that we're now talking about. And then we neglected these hospitals. And as a result, in Bulawayo here, if you go to United Bulawayo Hospitals, one of the hospitals within that group of hospitals is infectious disease hospital, and most of us don't even know of it, because now it has even been closed down to some orthopedic center or something. We used to have chest, Impilo chest there. It was removed and called OI, because we all thought infectious disease hospitals were no longer necessary. But COVID has told us we are wrong. If you look at Europe there, where they've had highest deaths, is because they don't have these hospitals. Because everyone fell ill and they were shoved into the nearest hospital, where you had these people with non-communicable conditions, and then they died in big numbers because they were now mixing the patients. So my plea to everybody here is that whatever it takes, we must keep this hospital working, improve it, even if it's for the next 100 years. Because the next big outbreak of an infectious condition may be 100 years away, because the last one is Spanish flu in 1918. So we may need to keep it for a long time, because we need it. It was built in 1941, and I'm sure we all can see how old it looks. So we all need to bring our money here. It is now the final common pathway. If you have TB in this city, you may be rich, you may be poor, it becomes an equalizer. All of us will come to Thorncroft. There is no other hospital that will admit you if you have TB today. If you have cholera, no one will take you in the city. You will come to Thorncroft. So it is our hospital, like the mayor was saying. So it doesn't belong to the city health department or the city council. It's our hospital if we're in Bulawayo. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm very grateful to Old Mutual and CAPS. I gave my long speech via Zoom about 2-3 weeks ago, and I was almost beginning to believe that I gave a long speech on something that may never come. But thankfully, it is now here. This is a disease, again, ladies and gentlemen, that has brought to the fore, reminded health workers that their work is dangerous. Most of us joined health care thinking it's not a dangerous job. It's only the army people who join planning or that they could die in the line of duty. But in health, none of us thought we would die in the line of duty. We may contract conditions but not die in the line of duty. But this disease has come in to remind us of that. And I'm very glad that Old Mutual, together with CAPS, they have found it very important and prudent to actually donate towards Thorncroft, in particular healthcare workers. Most donations may be going to the staff, the patients, but this one is making sure the healthcare workers, the health caregivers are actually protected and they're safe. Mr. Mchenget and Tierra Marketing, the sanitizers will make sure that our healthcare workers, even the visitors, that the few that were allowed to come in, are sanitized, and the city is cleaned with the hydrogen peroxide, and therefore we are all safe from this terrible disease. Members of the media, please, may we be very accurate and be loud about it. Let's record and report the correct stories. I will end with this. There was a group of people who were building a temple. I'm sure you've heard this story before. And the workers obviously had different groups. And these people were actually crushing stones to make gravel because they did not have a mechanical crusher. So they were using hammers to crush stones to generate gravel. And the first one was asked, they say, call him A, what are you doing here? He said, I'm crushing stones. And they asked the B, what are you doing? He said, I'm building a temple. The third one, because he had a very bigger vision, he said, I'm spreading the gospel. So, ladies and gentlemen, in whatever way you were doing, we are actually preventing COVID. Even if you are part of the media fraternity, you may be in Old Mutual and CAPS, ensuring the staff to make sure that if and when they die or something happens to them, you have done something. I am for Bulawayo fighting COVID, all fighting COVID here, ladies and gentlemen. With those few words, I would like to remind you that when you think, suspect or fear that, because this one I think it instills fear, you have COVID or your neighbor has COVID, please don't just take them to hospital or bring them to Thorncroft. It may not be safe for you, safe for them, safe for the staff. There are numbers, the call center numbers. Members of the media, I'm sure if you talk to our senior public relations officer, she can share those numbers with you. But for those who can remember, it's 08084700. That's for Econet. 08004700. That's for Tel 1 only. And then the 02922 712920 for all networks. Then the 0774 668 432 WhatsApp only. Please let our rapid response team respond and ask, because some people may not actually have COVID, because these days it's almost not allowed to cough. It's not written anywhere, but people feel very apprehensive when you start coughing. So even when your neighbor coughs, please don't take them to hospital, but at least ask our rapid response team to respond first. Then they may actually tease out and find that the cough is probably due to exposure to dust, or someone may even be a smoker, or there might be some heart failure, which is not COVID. So please, ladies and gentlemen, with those few words, I wish I had time, then I would thank Old Mutual, Tierra Marketing at length, but thank you very much, Siabonga. Merci beaucoup.